Yeah, what's up guys, welcome to this video. So gold is crashing down to 3,200. Now before we head over to the analysis, all right, let's check the trade that we took in our public in our open group, all right, in the free community. Now you can see that we took a buy on gold, which I just shared in my previous video, and I told you guys that TP1 was around 33,500 and TP2 was 3,400. Now over here, as you can see, we hit TP1 over here, then we move stop loss to around 300 333 10 over here. All right, and later on into that same trade, we, after taking TP1 over here, you can see over here we took TP1 over here, then we said, further updates in our private community. Obviously, now if you want to be part of that, just check the link below this video. You can send me a DM, or if you want to be part of the free community, just join the WhatsApp channel. All right, links in the description. Now I also made a post on Twitter a few hours ago. All right, that was like 5 hours ago, saying that then we were still, this breakdown hasn't started. So I posted that this is going to be the next level for gold. Now let's break down the chart and see what is actually happening and why we believe strongly that gold is going down to 3,200. Now, before I do that, let me show you the very first thing that I saw on the chart that made me to know that, okay, since we've taken TP1, let's get out of that trade. Gold is about to crash. Now, as you can see over here, this is when we entered this particular trade. We took the buy position over here. Then yesterday, price continued upward, but we created a daily FEG over here, which I always tell you guys, FEG is a very strong point of interest rejection and stuff like that. All right, on the chart, if you are trading BTC and gold, even a crypto, even currency pair, but yeah, these are the two I trade, so I can really only speak for them. So we saw this, I saw this rejection right here on the 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, and that was why we got out of that trade after taking TP1. Now this rejection obviously is going to make the market come down to the next psychological level right here, which is 3,200. So that was the very first thing that I saw that made me to signal everyone to exit that particular trade. Now on the 4 hour time frame, I also saw something that was forming, or that formed and got confirmed before, um, and then I decided I actually also added, to increase the reason why I got out of that trade. So what I saw here was a bearish, I saw a bearish flag over here. So we have this high over here, price went, swap liquidity, created another high, so it made this a valid point for trend line. Then we saw this low over here, we saw this move, then this low over here, making this two area valid. So as you can see over here, we had a bearish, more like a pennant actually, more like a bearish pennant actually. Yeah, so when we closed just below it after taking TP1 at this point, that was when I knew that, okay, price was going to go down. Now if you are to measure using this particular pattern, the targets, which is the pole over here, you measure it this way, all right, down to this area, then you can see that from the breakout area is actually pointing towards 3,200 over here. So that is a second clue, or second signal that I got that made me to confirm that, okay, we're now going down. So the question now is, where could gold possibly bounce from? Now as you can see over here, we have this trend line which is now invalidated, all right, because once price closes below it over here, it becomes invalidated. So we will now have two other points where price could bounce for. Now number one is this point over here, then number two is this point over here. Now I am more interested in this particular one over here, which is the second point. Why? Because if you, there's something I told you guys in our previous video concerning a wedge that we broke around this area. Let me just draw that right now so that you remember it. So I told you guys that we had this particular wedge over here, had this over here, then we also had this over here. Now, as you can see, this is actually a break and retest of that particular wedge. Now, from experience, trading BTC and gold, I have come to seeing that each time we have a wedge, price will normally do two things. It will either break down to the discount or the premium zone of that wedge, that's 50% of that wedge in the opposite direction, or it will be drawn to the nearest internal liquidity. Now, if we are to measure, let's say, uh, and if it goes down to the discount or premium, it's going down to the golden zone of that particular wedge. Now, in this case, right, let me just remove this so that it won't look nasty. So broke that wedge. Now, where is the golden zone of this wedge? Because the wedge obviously started from this area and ended somewhere around this area. So from using my system, you will see that this is where we have the golden zone of that particular wedge. Now, if you take out the Fibonacci, you will see that price is coming to inside this box. So if price is coming into this box, there's no way it's going to be bouncing from this trend line. Instead, it might be bouncing from this trend line. So the actual move that I am expecting to see from gold is something like this. Then maybe a reaction, retesting that psychological level, then we'll see a move over here. Now we might just have a little fake out from this trend line, then we'll now see a push upwards. So this is basically what I'm expecting from gold in the coming days, all right, or towards the beginning of July or something like that, because it's already month end, for the month of January. So yeah, so guys, that is all. Do subscribe to this channel if you trade BTC and gold. Guys, this is the best channel you should subscribe to. All right, take care, guys, and do have a lovely trading week ahead. Bye.